Tell me if you haven't heard this one before. I remember growing up in the streets of Puerto Rico.
Bullshit?
I used to attend black church in my youth.
Bullshit.
I remember my house burning down, almost lost my cat, it's the same as wildfires.
See, now that's some bullshit.
Yeah, I was at ground zero.
What the fuck?
All Dementia Joe.
What, are you retarded?
And the bullshittery continues.
Now you're an asshole.
I'm Jasper Gonzo, and this
I brushed my teeth retarded. I rode bus retarded.
Damn.
is what's next. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Jasper Gonzo, what's next? Your daily dose. Hope you guys are feeling good today. Beautiful day out today on this Tuesday, September 12th. And of course, it is the day after. Yesterday marked the 22-year anniversary of the most horrific events this nation has ever faced. An attack on U.S. soil to the likes that we haven't saw since Pearl Harbor. Those of us who are old enough to remember it, of course, Gen Xers and Boomers, remember it fondly. Not fondly, wrong words. Somberly, let's put it that way. And, of course, with sadness in our hearts. To the families, to the events that unfolded, to how politics was conducted. Speaking of, Joe Dementia. Yes, our leader-in-chief, Joe Biden, who is on top of things always. He's always on the ball. He's as sharp as a bowling ball. Remembers fondly about many things. From his youth, when he was, hanging around with Puerto Ricans as he grew up in Puerto Rico, to his attending of black churches as a youth when he came back from Puerto Rico. Of course, to his days as corn pop. And most recently, the wildfires, that happened in Hawaii. But, he remembers fondly that he almost lost a house and a cat due to those similar fires. But nothing tops of him being at ground zero on September 12th. Well, just like the rest of those events, that was bullshit. The man was never there. Where was he? He was in the Senate giving a speech, but that didn't stop Joe from emphasizing, yes, I was at ground zero. And here we go. This comes out of Breitbart. Watch, Joe Dementia falsely claims, well, that's an understatement, lies that he visited ground zero the day after 9/11. President Joe Dementia falsely claimed that he visited ground zero in New York City the day after the World Trade Centers were hit and collapsed, marking the 22nd anniversary of September 11th, 2001 attacks. Islamic terrorism, or Islamo-Nazis, or Islamo-cockroaches, as one Mark Levin called them, of course, on the United States. During the remarks at Joint Base Elmer Richardson in Anchorage, Alaska, yes, I will get to that little bit of why he was in Alaska and not in New York, Biden gave a speech to American troops in which he claimed to have been at Ground Zero in New York City, September 12th. Quote, Ground Zero, New York. I remember fondly. Yes, I remember like it never happened. Standing there next day and looking at the building. Biden said, I felt like I was looking through the gates of hell. It looked so devastated because of where you could stand. In reality, though, Biden was at the U.S. Senate along with his colleagues September 12th in 2001, giving a 10-minute speech regarding the terrorist attacks. Biden's first known visit to Ground Zero was on September 20th of 2001 when he joined a delegation of senators on a tour of the attack's aftermath. Quote, someone said yesterday and today that all have changed for America, Biden said during his floor speech in 2001. I know what they mean by that, but I pray this is not true. The one thing we cannot allow change are the values upon which this country was built, and for that were to occur, then they would be able to declare victory. Biden also voted that day, along with other senators, to approve a resolution officially condemning the terrorist attacks. Other than senators who gave speeches included Hagee Hillary, who, of course, has always been from New York, Rick Santorum, Arlen Specter, Barbara Boxer, among the other ass clowns. As Breitbart News reported, Biden's the first president to commemorate the 9/11 attacks in Alaska rather than New York City, Virginia, or Pennsylvania, where the attacks actually occurred. But let's hear it from Joe Dementia.
I remember standing there the next day
and looking at the building. I felt like I was looking through the gates of hell. It looked so devastating because from where you could stand. Shanksville, Pennsylvania, the Pentagon in Virginia.
We recessed for up to 3 minutes. We were to hear from the distinguished Prime Minister of Australia, one of our strongest allies.
Well, our focus the last couple days has been on President Biden here in South Asia. And when I asked a White House official why it is that President Biden was here and missing the 9/11 commemorations at the attack sites, the analogy that I was given is that 22 years after Pearl Harbor, U.S. presidents were not still going to visit Hawaii.
What can you say? What can you say? And I've said it before, it's no longer about gaffes. It's no longer about oopsies. It's no longer about Uncle Joe sitting in the corner with his hands down his pants. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with a man who is mentally incapable of running a country. The man who should have never been voted president, quote unquote, by 81 million, quote unquote, votes in the most ethical and honest election of all time. But this goes beyond the pale. This does. You know, the lie about Puerto Rico, the lie about Corn Pop, the lie about Hunter not doing anything criminally. You know, the lie about growing up in black churches. The lie about his house burning down, you know, similar to Hawaii. You can dispel all that. You can just push all that aside. But when literally you are talking about hollow ground in regards to Ground Zero and what happened 22 years ago, that is uncalled for. That is uncalled for. And so instead of someone walking up on that stage and telling Mr. President, yeah, you gave a speech that day. You didn't visit there till 3 weeks later. No. We just let him spout off. Or, best case, should have an earpiece in his ear, and one of the producers on the side or one of his staff members could have said the same thing through an earpiece and just said, hey, no, correct yourself. You were not there. You were at the Senate. No, you just got to let him spout off. Now, you could say all these things were happenstance, were oopsies, my bads. No, this is all intentional. It's clearly intentional now by the Democrats to allow this man to make a complete ass out of himself every single time he speaks. Because, we can't have him running for president again. He would be, 1,000 years old. But that's what I believe the intent is. But again, should anyone be surprised of anything that comes out of this man's mouth? No. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please have a comment below, like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. And we'll see you next time. Peace.